means I'm going like this and you're looking at me.
Right.
Okay? Sideways. So you're looking at this sideways like this, right?
Right.
This is how it would look. You have your...
So we got irons, we got a sand wedge, and the number of degrees gives you the loft of the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. But you don't go... every iron has a loft number. But we don't pay any attention to that. We just say it's a 9, 8, 7, 6. And we say that, a golfer knows if it's a 9, it's going to be a certain degree. If it's 8, so this is standard lofts on these.
Okay.
For example, if you were to look at this 9 iron sideways, like I was telling you, it would look like this. It would look like that.
Okay.
Now watch this. 8 would look like this. Not as pronounced.
Okay.
7.
So what that gives you more or less contact with the
Lift.
Oh.
And shorter distance. For example, the 9 iron,
You can hit it.
it will go, no, you can't hit that far. As far as you hit the 9 iron, well, the pros, different from pros and amateurs. The 9 iron goes like to about 120 yards. An 8 iron will go to about 100 and maybe, I'm just gonna round it off, about 40 yards. So that means if you're looking at a shot and and the shot's 120 yards away, you're gonna be grabbing your 9 iron.
Oh,
right.
You're not gonna grab the freaking 6.
Right.
Because it's or the 5. The 5 will put you at maybe 100 and for me, I grab my 5 and I have like 100 like 75 yards to go. So you definitely are not going to, so I'm going to finish drawing it. So the 6 irons will look like this. And then the 5 iron almost looks flat. You see how this is the loft?
Right.
The loft.
Well, that's too much.
See, that's the loft. See how it goes almost like an L now?
Yeah.
Because the loft is not as pronounced.
Right.
So the reason you choose a particular iron
Right.
is the distance that you have to go with the
Okay.
ball. And when I say loft, it'll go like this. The trajectory is like this. This is what's going to be a little longer.
Okay.
See, it goes longer.
Right.
See what I'm
Alright.
saying? So this is 120 yards.
So the closer you are, the higher iron you're gonna use the number.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. So if you're sitting like this is like 100 yards. 100 yards. So if you're sitting at 100 yards,
You're gonna grab the
you're gonna
number.
grab your sandwich.
Oh, sandwich. Okay.
You're gonna grab your sandwich.
Right.
Even if you're not in the bunker.
Even if you're not in the bunker.
Even if you're not in the bunker.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's an iron between the sandwich. It's called a pitching wedge. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I got one of them.
You got a pitching wedge. You
I got a
sandwich and a pitching wedge.
All right.
Now how you spell that wedge?
Wedge.
A wedge.
Wedge. It's a wedge.
WDG. Right.
Wedge.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So the two smallest irons are the sand wedge and the pitching wedge. The sand wedge is 150. The pitching wedge could be 154 degrees.
All right.
So, so this is how it works. So this is different. This is 20. This is 40. I'll say this is 50. I'll say this is 60. Oh, this is just rounding.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
And
All right.
people have different abilities.
Right.
Like when you're watching golf the other day, the guy wanted to go, he needed to go 200 yards, right? He grabbed a freaking 6 iron. I'm saying, well, that's a pro. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's a pro, yeah. And those pro clubs are like, they're souped up. They're not like a regular club. See what I'm
Right,
saying?
okay, right.
So he grabbed a 6, it ain't like I'm grabbing a 6.
Thanks, Bill.
This is how it goes. And the driver. The driver is just like this. Just a big old club. And there's no
Right.
holly in the loft in it.
Now, when you're teeing off with the driver, and it's 300 yards, let's say, right? How far does like an amateur guy
Okay, guy like me.
hit it with the driver?
Okay.
Because you can't go 300 yards, can you?
Okay, that's a good question. But you remember this. when you're teeing off, first thing you gotta remember teeing off is you have to remember the par
Okay.
of the particular hole.
All right. Let's say it's a par 3, 4.
Okay, the average par is 4.
Okay, that's that.
Average.
Okay.
And you have some 5s and you have some 3s. But most of the time you're looking at a par 4.
Because the first 9 holes is usually 36. Is
Yeah,
like
score.
the
Right,
par.
Exactly.
Right.
That's gonna
Okay.
be a par.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
All right. I got you.
So on the average, you're looking at, when you step up to the tee, you're looking at least 400 yards.
400 yards. So
Yeah,
that's
at least 400 yards.
4 football fields.
Yeah, about 400
Yeah,
yards.
so a pro can kind of look at, is that maybe somebody's telling them?
No, it's on the sheet.
Yeah, but
Every
you-
course
yeah, but-
has a
They say next hole is,
a scorecard. Yeah, it tells you
okay.
where the hole is. It tells you how many yards you gotta go.
Oh, word.
Because you can't see the flag out.
You can't even see it.
You can't even see it. Look at it, 400 yards away.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So that means I'll pick up my driver, and I'm good.
Okay.
I'm called a long driver.
All right.
I'll drive about 300 yards
All right. What's your
Off the tee.
off the tee.
what's it called? Like, what's your handicap like? Let's
My
say.
handicap
Good.
is, see, when somebody's, first of all, most people don't have handicaps. Handicaps are for people who are moving ahead in the whole sport, which means you want to get to the amateur ranks or you're playing tournaments. This is all amateur.
Okay.
So a guy like you join a club and you're going to have to establish a handicap because you're going to play tournaments. And the reason that they have, you know what a handicap is? The reason that they have a handicap is if I'm a 10 handicap, which is high, which means on average I score 10 strokes above the par.
Gotcha.
That's my handicap.
So if the
On
par's
average,
36 on the first 9 holes, you're shooting a 46.
I'm shooting a 46. My
Gotcha.
handicap on the average is 10 strokes over.
Okay.
So a guy with a 2 handicap, that guy's good.
Okay.
He's going, he's
2
going
over
two
par.
on the
Right,
par.
right.
So
Uh-huh.
2 hits. So that means if I play a guy against a guy, this is tournament play. This isn't what we do on Sundays with friends.
Right.
On tournament play, once you bring in your score and you're a 10 handicap, that means, and this guy's a 2 handicap, which means that means I get 8 strokes.
Before you even start.
That's right.
All right, I got you.
Still beat this guy.
Right.
That's my handicap.
Right.
But in order to establish a handicap, you have to register with the PGA, which means every time you play, you got to enter your score, and then they throw back the handicap for you.
So what is your? Oh, you don't know what your handicap is?
10.
It's 10. Right. You start. Okay.
My handicap is 10.
All right. So that's good then.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Okay, you're pretty good.
I'm
All right.
pretty good. That's for amateur.
Right. I got you.
You know what I mean?
All right.
I'll tell you something else. On average, what's the average par on the course? You know, for the whole 18 holes, 72.
Right. Okay. Right.
That's the
Right.
standard.
Okay.
The course is 71, but the standard par for 18 holes is 72 strokes.
Okay.
The average golfer, the guys you give your clubs, you go to the golf course with a bunch of amateurs in the 90s.
In the 90s. That's why they're out there 4 or 5 hours.
They're shooting in the 90s.
They're shooting in the 90s.
A guy like you come out there first day, you're gonna be in the hundreds.
Dang, I'll be out there 6 hours. I go out in the morning, come back for dinner.
You're gonna be in the hundreds.
All right.
You're supposed to be in the hundreds.
Listen, I'm not going to be discouraged. I'm not going to be
I'm letting you
discouraged.
know. But the average person, like we go out there, I run the people, they shoot in the 90s. I shoot in the 80s, so I'm considered to be a little above the Sunday morning player.
Okay.
They look at me, they'll say, hey, this guy's good, but look, I'm still 10 handicap. That's nothing compared to the pros.
Right. All right. So let's get back to the clubs.
So you stand on the drive, you stand on there, you got your driver, and you go, in your first hole is 400 yards away. So I'll say you go 200 yards.
Okay.
So you walk to your ball, and you're still 200 yards away.
Right. So now I got to grab one of my irons.
In your case, you're going to be grabbing one of those hybrids.
Right. Okay.
Because the hybrid's going to take you, there's your 200 yards that your
Okay.
hybrid will take you.
All right.
With me, I'll be looking at maybe a 6.
All
See
right.
what I'm saying?
Now, are your clubs, where you could differentiate, like between the numbers? It says it on there, or they're color coordinated? How do you know if you're using a 7 or a 6?
It's labeled.
It's labeled. All right. I got it. It's labeled.
Labeled on the club.
On the head or the shaft?
On the head.
On the head. All
So you
right.
look at it on the back.
It'll
Let's
have the
say-
number.
Like for example, let me see the picture of your club.
Well, I put it away. Right?
Oh,
But
the
yeah.
picture, the picture of your clubs, you will, if you're in the bag, on the head, it's right there on the head. So if your club is sitting in the bag,
Oh, well, you can
Oh,
see
maybe,
it.
because the heads, because you're not putting them this way,
No,
you're putting them in this way.
Right.
Oh, heads up. All right, all
and
right.
so for example,
Heads up.
if you put your clubs in the bag in order, you know they're gonna look like this. They're gonna be
Well, it seems like the driver, the putter, and another club is covered. Then all them irons and everything are not covered.
so they'll look like this in the bag.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see. Oh, this is my 9 on my pitching wedge like that.
And they'll stay like that, Gordon?
No, if you put them there, some people mix them up.
Right.
Then they're looking for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if
right.
you're orderly and stuff like that, you know
Right.
about it.
Listen, mine will be in order, don't
They're
worry.
all lined up.
Mine will be in order.
Yeah, yours will be in order, right?
Yeah.
And shine and polish.
I'll be keeping them brand
No,
new.
that's what these guys out there, every time they make a stroke,
Eh,
they clean that club. That's what I'm saying. My point is, there's a whole lot of
and
stuff.
$200.
Yeah, you clean that club. It is, anyway.
So listen, you gotta buy all the cleaners and everything.
Yeah.
Listen, I gotta buy my golf shoes. I gotta tell the guy, put on a nice chamois
You
on.
gotta
them.
remember something. This is the club head. The
Right.
club head has grooves.
Right.
And you have to keep those grooves clean.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because once you
the
hit
ball-
it, once you
the ball can go like
the dirt and soil gets in there, and then you can't control the ball. This is how you
Right.
control the ball, the spin.
All right.
So you have to keep these grooves clean.
like
All right,
curve
sounds
ball.
good.
Yeah, there it is.
You have another question?
No, you got a question, Mr.
What
Waiter?
happened to, you say anything about the putter?
Oh, well there you go. Because your first club is going to drive,
Right.
and in your case, your next club is going to be
Either a hybrid or
Hybrid.
one of those irons, depending on the yardage left.
right. So think about it. This is the green.
Okay.
The green is where the hole is
With the flag.
with the flag.
All
the
right.
pin.
The pin.
It's called the pin.
Okay.
Right?
Nice.
Okay, that's called it now. Say your second stroke. If you're good, 200, before you're watching, they're going to be boom, landing on the green.
Okay.
But more than likely, you're going to be landing right off the green somewhere. You're not going to be landing on the green like that.
Right.
That means you're going to be grabbing your pitching wedge, your sand wedge, and you call what's called a chip.
Right, and chip it back onto the green.
Yeah, the chip is just the shortest.
Yeah, I see that they told
See,
me.
the chip is
Pop
the
it
short.
up.
The chip is the shortest distance that you're going to throw. You're going to hit the ball. The pitch is the next shortest. It's the longer one. It's called a pitch. The chip is anywhere between 3. It could be 10 yards. It could be 3 yards. A chip.
Okay.
The pitch is more like maybe 25, 50 yards. That's a pitch.
Uh-huh.
So that's why you have the pitching wedge. So if you're 20 yards off, you're going to be pitching. Use your pitching wedge. If you're like 2 or 3 yards off, you're going to be chipping.
All right.
But you can chip with any club.
Right. This is how you
You can
control
chip
it.
with, yeah, you can chip with any club, basically. It's your style, whatever you,
Right.
however you. Me, I like to chip with my 56, but people think I'm crazy. They say the good club to chip with is a 7, but that's just personal style.
All right, so now I'm on the grid.
Then you get the putter.
That's what I'm doing.
The putter. Now
That's
you
what
see,
John going to be all the time.
putter. Now check this out. What makes putting difficult is that
Control.
these greens,
They're manicured.
that's the easy part.
Okay, good. You got to read the green.
Reading the green means that they undulate. They're not straight.
Right.
You mean you can have a green which is manicured, it's all pressed, it's all flat. But on that green, you're going to have
a little mound or
a
something?
little mound, and it's going to be sloping.
You're kidding me.
And then you have the way the grass is growing.
Or the
So
weather?
reading the green, which means if you're putting the ball against the grain, it's going to go another way. If you're putting it towards
With
the
the
green, with the green, it's going to go another way. And if you're putting it in between where the two grasses meet, it's going to break. So you got to look at this thing and know where it's going to break. I mean, that's what makes putting
Oh, that's what made me do it.
difficult.
Okay.
It's not a straight shot.
Right.
Sometimes if the ball's over here, you gotta putt that way. And the ball's gonna roll down, roll to the
It's
hole.
not like miniature golf.
No, not like miniature golf. If you get online and watch some of the putting, some of the
Yeah.
crazy putts, it's like the hole is there.
And it goes around.
You gotta putt that way. They'll look at it.
And it goes like this.
You gotta putt it that way, and they'll go that way, then they'll break.
Yeah, I've seen that. Why you should go? Why you
Because if you putt towards the hole, it's gonna go way off.
That putting is.
So those are your
Those are all your irons.
irons.
Those are all your
Your hybrids.
clubs, your driver, your wedge, your sand wedge.
Remember, when you use your driver, you have to use a tee.
Right.
Right.
Hey, Jason. You have to use a tee, but you don't use a tee on it. You don't have to use a tee on any other club. But if you're teeing off, sometimes you tee off with a par 3, and the par 3 is only 150 yards. You're teeing off with a par 3.
Okay. So you may not use the driver.
No, you're not using the driver.
You're not going to use the driver because you're going to grab one of your irons
Your irons.
because you're within the range now to reach the green with a
Exactly.
different club.
Exactly.
All right.
But the key is you'll be putting on a tee.
Right, I got you.
Which means, but remember, once you hit the driver, you can't pick the ball up and you can't touch the ball.
Right.
So the only way you can pick the ball up again is when you land on the green, you can clean it. But between the tee and the green, you have to, it's called playing the ball where it lies.
Gotcha.
You mean you can't pick up the put in your
No.
Oh, I think they
But
put a
that's
cheap
number one.
every shot.
That's the number one rule of golf. And when people cheat, that's the thing they be like moving the ball to a better spot. Move the ball off the,
Right, from under the tree. Right.
But you have to, yeah, exactly. You have to play the ball where it lies. That's the good rule of golf.
Alright.
Oh.
You can only pick that ball up when you can pick it up once it's been on the green. You can pick it up. You can clean it off and get it.
So if you're in the sand, bunker, or if you're in the bushes, you gotta swing
You
it.
gotta swing. Now this is the key. A guy like me, Sunday golf, right? Sunday play. I'm not gonna be banging if my ball's near the rocks, I'm not banging up my club for some damn rule. I'm gonna put it, you know what I mean? But that's something that people who play understand, right? You're not gonna ruin your set of
Right.
clubs. If you're a pro or you're playing a tournament, that's different.
Right.
So it's bifurcated, which means it's not supposed to be the way, but there are different rules for the pros and their tournament, and then a guy like us.
Okay,
who just
gotcha.
play on Sunday.
Alright.
Nobody expects you to bang up your clubs
Right.
for some
My
rule.
son-in-law
Alright.
made me.
Well, listen, man. Thanks for the golf information, Sean. And one of these days we'll go out
One
golfing.
day we'll go golfing.
All right.
I'm going steady.